Okay, so it's 7:01 now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Devesh Lathi. I'm the program manager at the Next Genius Foundation, and I welcome all of you for this webinar with Ms. Madhu Agarwal from Clever Harvey. And this session is being recorded, and we are also live on YouTube. A little bit about Clever Harvey. So Clever Harvey is an online platform which helps students bridge gap between academics and the 21st century workplace. With each program, 13 to 18-year-olds are able to test drive different careers. So join Madhu from Clever Harvey to learn more. Welcome, Madhu. It's a pleasure to have you here today. And over to you now.
Thanks so much, Devesh. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining in this evening. Guys, I'm going to keep the session really interactive. So make sure you're asking lots of questions. Make sure you get the most value out of the time you're spending by asking me whatever questions you have, okay? I understand that all of you are looking at going overseas for university at some point, and you'd like to learn more about how can I best prepare for that. Now, see, there are two things which should be on your mind. One is, what do I want to pursue overseas? What do I want to learn? Do I want to specialize in business? Do I want to do something in the field of computer science? And how are you going to know what is it that is going to help you the most in the future? So that's the first thing we'll talk about today. How do you decide what you're going to be studying when you get to college? The second thing we'll talk about today is how do you build up your profile? Because when you're applying to a college, you're competing with kids your age from all over the world. How are you going to stand out and impress them and build your profile? So let me tell you a little bit about me. I am currently one of the co-founders of Clever Harvey. As Devesh said, Clever Harvey helps you find your career and build the skills and showcase what you have done for when you go to university. But, I wasn't always an entrepreneur. Before I became an entrepreneur, I was at Warwick University in the UK studying a law degree. Then I graduated, I qualified, and I practiced as a lawyer for 3 years. And after 8 years of being in the legal field, I realized this is not actually what I want to do. Imagine that. I spent 8 years because when I was young, I was convinced it's what I want to do. So I got that degree, I spent time working there, and then it occurred to me that maybe this is not my calling. And I found my calling as an entrepreneur. And that really is why we founded Clever Harvey. Because when you go and get a degree, you're investing a lot. You're investing a lot of time. A full degree is 3-4 years. You're investing a lot of money, of course. And after that, you get your first job, then you start working. If after that you find that, wait a minute, this is not really what I want to do, you've just lost a lot of time over there. Whereas, what if you could know beforehand, what is it that I'm really interested in? So that's the first thing. If you think you want to be in a certain field, go out there and get as much experience as you can. There is a big difference between how you find a subject when you're studying it and what it's like when you're actually working in that domain. So, get internships, talk to people who are in the industry, talk to a friend, talk to your family members, see if you can go and shadow them for a day. Say, can I just come and observe what you actually do? Ask them, what is the most boring thing you have to do in your job? So that's the first thing. Make sure you go out there and you learn about the domain firsthand, not just from other people who are, not just someone who is telling you that this would be a good fit for you, but how do you know it's going to be a good fit for you? The second thing you should be thinking about is how are you going to stand out? Because there are so many students who are applying to a college, it's really competitive. And how are you really going to stand out to tell them, here I am, I'm not just academically strong, because Most students are when they're applying to them. But here is the rest of my profile. Now, all colleges overseas, they look for students who have a well-rounded profile. So they're looking for you to show that you have the grades, yes. But they're also looking for, are you consistent? Have you been consistently showing good performance? Not just that 10th and 12th, I had amazing marks. The rest of the years, my performance was not so strong. The second thing they want to see is, do you have a lot of different interests? Have you explored a lot of different fields? Or have you done only one thing, which is study very hard? Or have you only been putting all your effort and all your extracurriculars are coming from only one field? So I would encourage you to think about, what are your other interests? Are you interested in music? Are you interested perhaps in dance, drama? Are you interested in computer science? Even if you are not going to take this up as a career, even if you know you don't want to study that field further, play a sport, but make sure you show them a very well-rounded profile. Another really important aspect is community service. The sense of appreciating that in the position you're in, you probably have opportunities that other people around you don't. And overseas universities will really value if you're able to show them that you are engaged with the community around you, that you are not just sitting in your room doing your studying, you are not just going to school learning from books or doing things for yourself, but you are also doing things for the community around you. These can be small things. It can be a collection drive for something. It can be a neighborhood recycling program. It can be perhaps in a school where you volunteer to teach students. They could be very little things, but some aspect of showing that you are the kind of person who goes beyond yourself and beyond academics to reach out to others in the community is really important and really valuable. Finally, I always say, put your emphasis on what are the kinds of application-based, real-life things that you can do. Because again, you have the marks. Almost everyone has extracurriculars. Everyone has, be it a sport they play or be it some kind of creative interest they have, everyone has these extracurriculars. But what can make you really stand out is if you show that you have taken what you have learned and you have applied that in a smart way to what is going on around you. So, for example, if I talk about Manha, she's a 14-year-old student who came to us at Clever Harvey, and she completed her junior CEO program. And then she came up with an amazing idea to say, we are surrounded by landfill because we create so much waste. What if we were able to take all that landfill and instead convert it into bricks? You compact the landfill into bricks. And then she took that forward. She entered a competition on entrepreneurship, and she was able to win a 25,000 rupee prize for it. So that is, and I'll just share my screen here so you can see, that's Manha. And having done this, she's now building upon this, taking it forward, applying to UNICEF for grants to see if she can take this forward. If you can put down a story like that, where you have created something, there's nothing like it. So make sure that you look around you for all the opportunities you can get to apply what you have learned and turn it into something real life. Similarly, there's another student from, her name is Shrija. She's also 15, and she said, given the pandemic, we need a place to keep our mask. Where do you all keep your mask? It might get infected if you put it down on the table. So she is creating little covers in which you can keep your mask. And there are women who have lost employment during the pandemic. So she's reaching out to them and giving them employment. So they knit the mask cover for you. And when you order it off her Insta handle, she's enabling those women to earn a livelihood. Again, if you have a story like that, it's super powerful. And what does it take? She was at home during the pandemic. She spent about, 3 or 4 weeks undergoing some courses to learn about business and entrepreneurship. And now from her house itself, she has started this social enterprise. There are other ways in which also that you can show this. If there's something you're very interested in, you could undertake a research paper. If you go beyond what your academics demand and beyond the exams, and you put together a well done research study, maybe something that's about 1,500, 2,000 words, that again can be a great way of showing that I have applied what I have learned in the real world. And again, it makes you stand out because it shows that I'm not just doing the bare minimum that school is asking for. It shows that I'm going beyond what school is asking for and pursuing the interest that I have. So these are the key things that you should be thinking about at your age. The first is think about how do you know what you're going to be studying further. And I strongly recommend before you put in all that time and money and energy, make sure that you get some first-hand experience, some understanding of what that field is really like. To do this, you can take courses which help you test drive your career choices. You can talk to your counselors and get other suggestions of who else can I talk to, someone who is in the industry. You can do internships, either over the summer or even during term time. Maybe you can do just weekend internships. But make sure that you are making an informed choice so that when you get to college, you don't spend too much time figuring out what you want to do. Instead, you already know what you like and don't like, and you can get a head start right there. The second is start building your profile. So even if you're in, say, the 8th grade, it's a good time to start building your profile. Academics, consistent performance is a must. But beyond academics, you need to show a well-rounded profile. Ideally, show some community service, that you go beyond yourself. And also, if you can show some application of what you have studied in the real world, that will really help you stand out. Guys, I'll be around for questions, but I'm going to hand over now to Priya. Priya is a grade 10 student at Mahindra International School in Pune. She is also a winner of an entrepreneurship competition. And she's going to talk to you about the choices that she has made to help her understand what she wants to pursue and how she's preparing her profile for college applications. So over to you, Priya.
Thanks, Madhu. Hi, everyone. This is Priya Sawhney. As she said, I'm in Mercedes-Benz or Mahindra International School, Pune. I would like to tell you my choices of colleges. So I want to do my undergraduate in Wharton Business School and my post-graduation in Harvard Business School. So these are the two aspirations that I would like to go to. And now how I am building my profile is I am, taking up any opportunities that come my way that will, build me personally and also will look good on my CV, because that's what we college applications think about mainly. So when I got the chance to do an entrepreneurship course where that will build my business skills, I was up for it the first second. And so this junior MBA course that I took, which teaches me, or what taught me, was entrepreneurship skills, leading a group, creating a business idea from scratch, and how I can, master in a particular area that I would like to focus on. So for me, I was really excited for the junior CEO course, which is why, because I want to become a CEO of a company, of a startup company. And then how it was like to be in that classroom with peers full of the same like-minded mind is because it felt empowering. because to be around people who have same thoughts and have the same zeal to improve themselves and learn is what makes a change. And there were so many ideas to choose from, that creating a business idea was the easiest part of it. It's like we as the youth have so many ideas that we want to change, we want to perfect in this world, that it wouldn't stop. So now I was a part of this OIS, an innovation summit, that I participated twice. And I didn't win this time, but the second time that I went again for it, I won. Now that would be because of the idea, but also because I had experience. So for me, experience matters the most because it tells you what not to do, and it improves you mainly. Now, when I was presenting in the OIS, it was mainly empowering, and it taught me how to present in front of industrial leaders, because it felt so good to be in a room with them, because they're already leading the world, and we aspiring to lead is what we need to see. Then moments that particularly stood out for me was pitching my business idea, is because I had no idea how to pitch a business in front of people. And that's what my dad wanted me to do, pitch a business idea to someone. And so learning how to pitch a business idea was a major moment for me. And it was like a milestone that I covered. And now I can confidently go anywhere and pitch an idea that I own. And then I'm going to talk about a student council that I'm leading, supported by Clever Harvey. So I am leading a student entrepreneurship student council that is student-led and student-run. And it's a student-formed one. And so I am the president of that club, and handling it and starting it from scratch is just, it gives you so much of experience and so many things to learn. And while you're teaching others to join this club, you know how to sell a product, you know how to market it, you know how to build strategies along the way so that you know that your council works, and also deciding a few things. So these are the few things that I've learned throughout my time of creating the CV. And I have so many more to go. I've planned so many other courses, and I am also doing an internship.
Okay, thank you for sharing that, Priya. I see the questions are coming in. So, Advita, how do you find out what your passion is, right? There is only one way to find out for sure, and that's to try it out. Because otherwise, you might be like me. You read a book, you think you want to be a lawyer, you watch TV, and you think that's what you want to do. Or you talk to your friends or your family, and you want to follow in their footsteps. But really, the best way to find out what your passion is to just give it a go. So for Priya, for example, when she thought she's interested in business, she did the junior MBA course. And through that course, she was able to see, hey, do I actually like what I'm learning? She learned about entrepreneurship, went deeper into it, put together some ideas, participated in a competition. And today she knows that that is an area of interest for her. So similarly, look for real life opportunities where you can give it a test drive. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter how big or small the opportunity is. It doesn't mean you have to do a gap year and take a full year to find something out. Doesn't matter whether you spend just 10 hours or 10 days figuring it out. But make sure you're figuring out that you like it for sure because you've tried it and what it's like in reality. So Pradya, next. Sorry, Devesh.
Yeah. So first of all, thank you, Madhu and Priya, for sharing your thoughts and for the presentation. I also have a few questions, so maybe I'll just post for you. The first one is, can you tell us a little bit more about your courses? How are they structured, and how long the engagement is going to be?
Sure, absolutely. So, guys, like I said, the reason we started Clever Harvey is actually I found this really strange. Okay, when you go to Baskin Robbins to buy an ice cream, Devesh, what's the first thing you do?
I taste one.
Priya, how many do you taste before you get one?
I can't choose, honestly, so I just taste all of them and then decide the best. But after tasting them, I was really confused.
So what I found really strange is that even before we're willing to eat a full scoop of ice cream, we ask for a taster, right? But before we choose a career in which we expect to spend at least 10-15 years, there's no concept of try it out or taste it.
Yeah.
So that was the whole idea behind Clever. How we used to say, you think you'll enjoy this, why don't you try it out? Test drive your career, like you test drive a car or you take a taster of ice cream, test drive it. And that's the course that Priya was referring to. So the junior MBA is about finding what does it mean to be in different roles. When I was in school, I thought I had no interest in marketing because I thought marketing means sales, to call people up and tell them to buy a product. When I got to college, I realized that marketing actually has so much in it. It is such a smart field. But because I didn't know what marketing is, I didn't focus on it in college. And today I really wish I had. So that is our objective, is to help students understand what really happens in different fields, in different roles in the office. Every course has a 10-hour test drive. So in 10 hours, you can learn the different skills, the different concepts for that role. And at the end of it, you get to create a real life project. So that real life project goes straight on your CV for you to be building up your profile. And you can try, as many as you want. There's a chief marketing officer, chief technology officer. If you're interested in business, chief entrepreneurship, chief executive officer. If you want to do game design, architecture, graphic design, there's a whole library of these courses available.
Wow, that's superb. That's wonderful. So, what to do next? How do you want the students to contact you? What happens when they join one of your programs?
Sure. I'll be happy to share, our website in the chat, but also listen, if anybody here would like to get specific information, just feel free to either just leave me a message with your name and number. We can get somebody to get in touch with you and guide you on what would be the right next steps for you.
Okay. Can you tell a little bit about how are the courses charged, and what's going to be the duration of one of your courses? Maybe the MBA program.
Yeah. So the courses are 10 hours. Everything that you decide to try is 10 hours. I would recommend you take at least 3 different choices, because that's how you'll really widen your horizon and understand what different, the different programs are about. And when you've done that, then you'll have a better sense of what you want to do next. In terms of fees, I think it is 7,499 for one course for 10 hours. And then if you're taking more courses, you are able to get them at I think a 12,999 for all 3 courses, in fact, which gives you a complete junior MBA certificate.
Wonderful. Madhu, can you also tell me your email ID so that I can type it out in the chat box, or maybe you can type it out in the chat box so that
Absolutely.
people can
I'll
reach
just do
out
that.
to you.
Yeah. I'm just typing in the email ID here for my colleague Taha, because he is much more frequently on his email. But any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to Taha, because he'll be able to get in touch with you anytime.
Superb. Okay, so right now, of course, during the pandemic, I think most of your programs would be online. But do you have any offline engagements as well?
So we all of our programs are online for one reason. It's how we enable students to meet students from other parts of the country and other parts of the world. And I can see Priya nodding to that, because one of the most fun things about our program is that you will be paired up with somebody else that you've never met before. And in the pandemic, everyone who's come to this program has actually made new friends. And the best part is that those new friends are also very connected to their colleagues. So we have a whole network of I have made no new friends in the pandemic because I haven't been going out.
Madhu, I
Hi
think
Devesh, I think
yeah, your
I
internet.
dropped off for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have made no new friends in the pandemic, unfortunately, because I haven't been able to go out and meet new people. But all these students, they've made new friends because they come to the course and they meet someone from a different part of the country or a different part of the world, and they come together as a team and they start working on their ideas together. So the programs are online for that. But yes, once things resume physically, we are working on having internships for students so they can actually go in to some company in their city itself and get hands-on experience.
Superb, wonderful. And what age group of students do you recommend participate in your programs?
So students anywhere from 8th standard upward to 12th standard. We always recommend starting early because even in the 11th and 12th, people make choices. They have to choose whether they're taking more science subjects or more commerce subjects. And just the other day, I was talking to someone and they said they were not sure if they wanted to go to medicine or go to business. And I just thought those are such different fields. And after they did the junior CEO program, they realized, oh, yeah, I'm actually interested in going down the entrepreneurship route.
Okay, wonderful. And so, are there any prerequisites or any subject prerequisites that the students should
Nothing
study
at all.
while? No?
Nothing at all. No prerequisites, guys. Just come with wanting to make new friends, learn lots of things, and have lots of fun. The
Okay.
only prerequisite is an open mind.
Do you have anything for students interested in the creative fields like arts, music, dance, or things like that?
Yes. So anyone here who's interested in the creative field, I would highly recommend two things. Game designer. Game designer will teach you the fundamentals of design thinking. And you'll see behind the scenes what goes into building a game. See, all of us, we play some game or the other. We might play video games or we might play some puzzles. And there is a technique which goes behind building these to make them really engaging. So I would highly recommend looking at game designer courses.
Okay, great. And okay, so I'll just wait for any questions. Any student story that you would like to share with us? Of course, you shared quite a few, but anything else that you would like to share with us while we wait for the questions?
I think Priya's a great student story because, she came through from starting just with doing some courses. Then she decided that she's going to participate in the competition. The first round, like she said, she didn't really win, but then she carried on again, persisted and won in the second round. And Priya, do you want to share your idea? Do you want to share your business idea that you had come up with everybody?
I think
Yeah. Okay.
Priya. Okay, no, she's back. Yeah.
Just give it 30 seconds and
Yeah.
she's back. Okay, so guys, what I loved about Priya's idea was this. Super simple and very, very practical. So her idea was, she said that, the watchman outside our building, how often do you catch him sleeping? I catch mine sleeping all the time. And what happens is we have a watchman there for a reason, but he falls asleep. So what she said is, why don't we take a simple device like a Fitbit, but even a lower cost version of that? When a person is falling asleep, their heart rate starts falling. So it can just monitor the heart rate. And if the heart rate is falling, it can alert the guard and alert their company or their boss that they are falling asleep. And I loved it because we need it all across India. And it's so simple and easy to implement. The technology is simple. And I just don't know how at her age she was able to identify this and come up with such a simple solution. So that's an idea I absolutely love that I've seen, come through.
Superb, superb. We have another question coming in. What course or what course would you recommend to someone who plans to do psychology or neuroscience?
If you're interested in psych and neuroscience, I would highly recommend doing the junior CMO course, because I didn't know this earlier, but marketing is all about people and how people think, and understanding their profile psychographically, understanding what triggers a certain behavior. So I highly recommend doing the junior CMO course if you're interested in psychology. And from a research perspective, I would recommend looking at some of the research opportunities. So once you've taken a course, when you get down to building the ideas that you have, that's where you'll start developing all of your research skills.
Wonderful. Okay, and how about someone who is interested in UI UX, that is user interface, or graphic designing kind of things?
We have a course called a junior designer. That would be a fantastic course because it helps you understand exactly that. What are the principles of good design? And how many of you use Amazon over here? Just a quick show of hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely love Amazon. I mean, anything I need, I pick up my phone and I go to Amazon. And sometimes my brother looks at me and he laughs and he says, Madhu, that is available at the shop downstairs. Why are you picking up your phone and ordering it on Amazon? But the beauty of Amazon is that that app is so well designed, so easy to use. And that's what you want to learn when you're starting your design course. How do I make it super simple and well designed? But here's the other thing. That's also what you want to learn when you look at the marketing course, because it all starts with understanding who is my user and what are they looking for. And if you understand that, you can design for them really, really well. So if you're interested in UI, UX, and design, I'd highly recommend doing the marketing course and doing the design course.
Okay. And do the students get a certificate after the course or any kind of completion?
Absolutely. So our courses actually, you get a certificate not just from Clever Harvey, but you also get a certificate from Dr. Lina Frizzetti at Brown University. Now, Dr. Frizzetti is a tenured professor at Brown University, and she has been involved in helping design the way these courses are set up, because she did find that, when students apply to university, they struggle to show how am I going above and beyond academics? How am I doing more than the bare minimum? So you get a certificate by her, and she is Ivy League faculty, so it matters a lot when you're applying to university.
Superb, wonderful. And do they have to take a test in the end or something like that?
So in every course at the end, you will be creating a real life project. This is not about bookish knowledge. At the end, if you do the CTO course, you will have to create a real life technology solution. If you do the game designer course, you will have to create your game plan by the end of it. Our objective is that you understand not just how is it in the books, but also how is it that I can apply what I have learned and add to your CV, add to the experiences you can talk about when you're applying to university.
Wonderful. Do you have a course for someone who's interested in humanities?
Yes, absolutely. So if you're interested in humanities, I really recommend doing Junior CEO, the Entrepreneurship program, because it's a very wide view course of all the different things you need to learn. It teaches you about the around you. How do you just look at the world around you and look for any problems that need solving? It teaches you things like how do you understand business models for different companies out there? How do you understand the economics of the way that things are set up? So CEO would be a fantastic course for anyone interested in humanities.
Super, wonderful. Madhu, one final question. Can you encapsulate how Clever Harvey works for the students and how they benefit by participating in one of your programs?
Sure. So guys, 3 things. You're going to have a lot of fun and make new friends. And that's really important in the middle of a pandemic, because we are all getting really tired of being at home and seeing the same faces every day. Second, don't go down the road of doing a full degree, choosing a path without actually tasting what it's like. So, you have to get a feel for what it's really like. And the Clever Harvey courses will help you experience a wide variety of things before you decide what you like and what you don't like. And third is because at the end of every 10-hour course, you will be building your portfolio. You will automatically have amazing experiences and projects that you can talk about for your university applications.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Madhu and Priya, for the valuable insights. To all the students who joined us today, I encourage you to check out Clever Harvey's website and learn more about the amazing courses that they have. It's a great chance for you to try out things before getting into something, before committing your time and energy into longer engagements. It's a great way to sort of gain an experience of various fields, of various professions. And once you are a little older, there are sort of scenarios where you're thinking that, oh, I could have done this, I could have done that. Well, this is an amazing opportunity to try it out, to sort of experience different things, and to see how a different kind of job would feel. So just check out their website. Just get in touch with the email ID and the phone numbers that we have provided. Yeah. Okay. So once again, thank you, Madhu and Priya, for joining us this evening, and have a great evening, everyone.
Thank you so much, Devesh. Thank you, everyone, for your time. And if any of you ever need, answers to anything, please feel free to reach out to Taha or fill in the forms through the website, and we'll be very happy to help.
Great. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.